Hey everyone, I'm Natalie, the Honest Maven, honestly reviewing products that I use or have tried. So if you like watching my videos and I want you to continue to watch the one about the filler, please subscribe below and it'll notify you when I upload another video. So let's get to it. The first thing I've been wanting to talk about in the last year was fillers. It's becoming increasingly popular, and I've seen so many videos focused on doing filler, the day after filler, and that's all great, I will tell you. So you kind of have an idea of how it's done, and I'll go through that too. But I'm wanting to do a video focused on 1 year after filler to kind of see, okay, this is what you look like before, this is what you look like right afterwards, and then this is what you look like after the quote unquote, up to the year point. So last February, I ended up doing filler for the first time. I have noticed, unfortunately, lovely genetics play a huge role in how you age. So I just noticed, and I think I even pointed out on some of my other videos, because again, I'm pretty honest. My lines right here, they got bigger and bigger and bigger. And, I tried all the over-the-counter stuff to soften lines, and even tried the microdermabrasion, which works well, but not long-term. And I even tried an at-home microneedling roller. I have not tried like an office procedure, but I did try the at-home one through Roden and Fields. And again, it worked okay. And I still have my lines, and it was just really unfortunate and everything like that. And I'm like, maybe I should try something different, because I was looking back on photos of myself from previous years going, I just had more volume. It wasn't anything crazy, but as you're younger, your face is more plump because it has more fat in it. And as you age, it just naturally decreases. So I was like, I've got to do something. And I go to a special place. I go to my actual dermatologist to get my Botox done. And I really love it. I really love the person. I feel like I've tried every injector in the Central Ohio area, I feel. And when I found somebody that does it very, very well that I trust, I kind of knew if I wanted to take the next step with filler, I would go with them. And they did a real good job of going through the consultation with you, because you can't just like walk in, schedule an appointment, say, I want filler today. That's not how it works. Or if that is how it works where you're going, go somewhere else. Anyhow, so I scheduled an appointment with my dermatologist, who also does all my skin checks as well. So she pretty much knows my skin very, very well. So I kind of told her this is what my problem is. I said, I'm kind of getting close to the next decade, and I've lost a lot of volume around here. And I know it's more genetic because it's funny how you look at siblings, and especially like if you have a brother, and I look at his face, and he's younger than me, and I'm like, yeah, he's got the same thing. And he's like not overweight. He's in great shape. It's just genetic. So I'm like, okay. So I know it's just something that's going to happen. And what do I need to do? And she was very, very honest. And she said, I think that you could definitely use a syringe or two of filler. And so we kind of went through the process, gave me the options through Juvaderm. She uses both. There's Juvaderm and Restylane. She preferred Juvaderm to me. And plus I always already get Botox, so I get the points, the brilliant points for that. So it just was kind of like a natural, like, okay, I'll try it. She said it seems to last a little longer. And so she's trying to be a little bit more self-conscious to me and say, okay, this is what I'm seeing in my patients and kind of in the same area. And this is what I think works for you. So I went ahead and tried it. She only does stuff on Fridays. I'm sorry. She only does stuff on Fridays, which is actually really good because she's very cognizant of like, you go, you get numb, and then you're gone for the weekend, and then you come back and like, everyone will like, no, maybe there's something different, but maybe you just probably got a facial, or maybe you did some microdermabrasion. It just looks plump and refreshed and everything like that. So I'll show you in this video my before picture, and I'm sorry, it's pretty close up. And then I'll show you my in-office procedure. So here is my before. As you can see, it's just the lines are deeper. It's just something that you just need a little something, just fill it out a little bit more. And then I went to the office. They put the numbing cream specifically on those areas. And then this is my picture that I had once I was numb. And then after I was numb, I think I waited for like maybe 15, 20 minutes. And she goes super slow. So we never committed to an exact amount when I went there. It was like, let's just go slow. I'll inject where I think I need it. I'm not just gonna put one syringe here and one syringe here. We used velour product at first. It's more expensive, but it can last longer than the other Juvaderm products, like I believe it's the Ultra Plus, or the other ones that you can use in those facial lines. So she did slowly and surely. She didn't go back and forth. So she did one side and then we looked. So literally I felt like she was injecting very, very slow, and then we'd look and inject very, very slow. And once she got to a point, she kind of like, we're like, okay, this is good. So let's kind of fill the other side with part of the first syringe. And then so basically I had a full syringe, and not both, but total. And she was like, I think it looks good. I think it looks good, but it's really your deal. And I'm like, knowing from the pictures that I saw online, I knew it was going to settle. And I know it looked good now, but I knew in 6 months, I'd kind of literally be at the point that I'm actually right now. So, which isn't bad. I will say it's not bad. And it's cost effective if you're looking for something that you want a little filler, and then, maybe you're saving and you want to do it again in another 6 months. That's totally fine. But I was like, it's my first time. I'm going to go all for it as long as it looks natural. So then we went and we proceeded to do another filler. And, I was completely honest. I said, the velour is the most expensive of the Juvaderm fillers for these lines. I think Voluma is the one for the cheeks that's even more expensive. And I wasn't at that route at that point. But she said, what I can do is we can go through the Ultra XC, which will save you a little bit of money and still give you the same effect. And especially if you have the velour as a base, it's probably not a bad idea to just do it, and it'll help you save, and it'll continue to, maybe not last as long, but since you have the velour as a base. So that's a little tip that I will share. So we went through and we did the second syringe again, super, super slow. And I'll show you my picture after I had it all done. So this is me in the car. And as you can see, I'm a little bit fuller. There looks like there's something done. I'm thinking probably if you haven't seen me, if we wait a few days, it did kind of, the swelling did go. It actually wasn't bad. One of the girls that checked me out even mentioned, she goes, you actually handled it really, really well. And I think if you've ever done any type of aesthetic treatment, you kind of have an idea of if it's gonna be something that's going to make your face super red or super puffy. And it actually did a really good job. And I went literally to Target right afterwards, and I was like, okay, well, I've kind of taken off a half day to get this done. And I walked around. I actually had I went to a basketball game with my son the next day, and I just felt good. There's something I felt really, really good about. I felt more youthful, more plump, but not overly plump. And it was good. So this is me 1 year later, like literally to the day. So you can see, again, my lines are permanent, unfortunately. I'm still working on a procedure. If you guys know of anything really, really good that will help these lines, please let me know. But I kind of wanted to give you like literally a 1 year after. So here's my 1 year after. I'm kind of on the verge of looking to probably get it done in the next month. Because another thing, unfortunately, I feel like once you start something, you kind of get addicted, and then you start to notice areas as you age that might need a little bit of the same thing. So I'm just kind of noticing, like right now it doesn't look too bad, but like underneath the eyes, they're just kind of a little bit more droopy. I noticed when I put on I use the Color Science underneath my eyes and all over my face before I do my makeup. But I just noticed that like I've sunk in a little bit, unfortunately. And I think it's just due to age and having kids and just life in general, right? Like you're never going to look like you're 25 again. So my goal is to go back, hopefully within the next month, as I mentioned, and get this kind of touched up. I don't know if I'm going to do one syringe here and maybe go between the cheeks again with like the Voluma product. But I will kind of have to see where I'm at next month. But I want to say that I'm super, super happy with the Juvaderm product. Now remember that, and I'm sure if you've watched many of these videos, this is not something that's new, but I will say that like, please go to someone that you super, super trust with filler products, because I've seen some botched jobs. I mean, even in town, not super botched, but just like a little excessive, right? And I mean, maybe if that's what you're looking for, great, but I just feel like I want to look natural. And sometimes I feel by going to someone, maybe more like a dermatologist that's completely certified, that's like done a ton of training, in which my dermatologist has. And again, like I said, she knows my skin like from head to toe. So she kind of knows everything about it, and she goes at my pace. She recommends the most cost-effective solution. She is not pushy. If you're in the Columbus, Ohio area, I'm happy to give you their information. But I will say, I feel like there's so many aesthetic places that pop up that literally you walk in, they take a picture, and then they're like, you need to do this, 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 and this, and this. And you just are like sticker shocked, like, okay, I came in for one thing. So yeah, I don't really want to do all that. I just maybe want to do something small, and you get talked into everything. And there's always those monthly plans that come up. I don't go to her. I mean, she does not offer that. And I kind of like that because I don't feel like I have to get certain things done every single year or every 3 months. But I will say that she is fantastic, very conservative. When I went in to get my skin check a couple months ago, she just asked, you know, like, hey, when did we do that filler? I think it was like last February. And I said, yeah. And she goes, oh, okay. She goes, you look good, but you know, I'd probably get that on the table to maybe schedule some time in the next couple months. And I told her I'd probably be checking in with her. But again, go to someone you trust. And again, for the filler, I say go conservative, do one area at a time, focus on one area, a priority area, and go from there. In terms of other products, like I said, I'm going to hopefully do maybe the cheek area a little bit, under eyes, just get a little more volume there. So that's probably where my next video is. But again, this one is specifically focused on the filler aspect. I would 100% recommend it. I think it's a fantastic product. And especially if you are a rewards member, whether with Restylane or Juvaderm, you know, you can like earn points to then hopefully give you a discount in the future. So I think that's a great program for these products that unfortunately cost a lot. And speaking of cost does vary depending upon what unit you use or what syringe or product you use. Juvaderm tends to be a little bit on the higher end. The Restylane products are a little lower. I cannot speak to Restylane or any other products. I did the Dysport years ago, and I'll probably do a Botox Dysport video here in a little bit. But I just like Juvaderm and Botox. I just think that they're really, really good. And I've kind of stick to how I feel that like my body metabolizes everything. And so I can kind of plan on how it is. I don't have any side effects. I think it's great. But back to the cost, different products again have different costs. I think my Vollure was probably, I think it was like around the $600, $700 range. And then there's always a discount for like probably doing a second syringe. The Ultra XC is a little cheaper. Ultra is, I think, the lowest level, but I'll link the Juvaderm website. I think that's a really good site because they show you a before, they show you an after, and then they usually show you like 6 months to a year. So basically it's kind of the same thing I'm doing. I'm just giving you like a more live update of it. So again, talk to somebody that you trust if you're going to move forward with this procedure. But like I said, if you're like me and you've done your research and you're just ready to go, get it done, be conservative, go to someone you trust, and I hope your results are fantastic, just like mine. So again, subscribe below to see more updates when I upload a video. I really appreciate you guys watching. And if there's anything else you want me to review, I've got a ton of stuff. I know I've been delayed on posting in a while, but I really want to focus on skin more so moving forward. So again, subscribe so you can be notified. And thank you again for taking the time to watch my video.